entomology, lovers of beetles. And today, this video will be devoted to beetles, very special beetles which are named click beetles, or elaters, or snapping beetles, or the name is spring beetles, and skipjacks. Yes, they're here. And one is a bug, just for comparison, because the size of these beetles can be different. Surprisingly, you can see very big, I would say huge click beetle. This one, because this one is tropical, from tropical area from Vietnam. And these two small species up there, sorry, they're dead, they're from collection, and they're just normal. They were collected in Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, this springtime, because they are spring beetles and they are flying in evening time. And this one is from big one from collection collected by someone in Vietnam. You can see they have a flattened shape and very special shape. And why they are click beetles? Because they have a very special structure. They have a very special mechanism which unites them, which allow them to avoid as beetles some predators like birds and some collectors like entomologists. So they're clicking, they're jumping, and they're bouncing and escaping. How they do it? We have a special morphological structure. They are not only flattened, but we have a special structure between body and abdomen. You see here, this part is a prosternum, and this is mesosternum with very long elateros. But between here, this is a very special mechanism. Here there is a spine on prosternum. I can try to show it. Huge beetle can be right. I can take it. Here there is a special spine, and here corresponding notch. Here, like a small hole. This is a big spine for this big species. And so, spine on prosternum, this one, can be snapped into the corresponding notch on mesosternum, and it produces very special click. It can bounce the beetle into the air, and beetle escape the predator or collector, like entomologists. So, if you take small species like this one up where, the structure will be the same, because beetle like to be on this position on the back and then just jumping very quickly into the air and escaping. And if I put this like that, yes, very nice beetle, you can recognize. And the structure is totally the same like for small species up where. How to show them? This one, small species. You see small species about 15 millimeters for comparison. This is a firebug, red one on the left, 7 millimeters up to 1 centimeter. And these two small species of click beetles, 15 millimeters. And this is a big one, 58 millimeters, about 6 centimeters. So huge one. You see, the structure is very similar. You see between prosternum and mesosternum, like special horns, which allow also to participate in this mechanism of clicking. But mostly because of the structure downward. Oh yes, you see, beetle is flattened. Can be easily found somewhere on wood, or especially on some trees, and flying in evening time. Very funny, some tropical species, they have a special mechanism of bioluminescence. This species probably not, because they have 2 spots usually on the body and easily recognized. So they can produce light in tropics Probably this is I'm using awesome experience to observe them somewhere like lightning beetles. But our beetles fly very easily. They open their elateros and fly away very quickly. And this small firebug doesn't fly. But these two, they're flying very well. And this big one, I guess, flying too very quickly. And what they are doing in the nature, what do they eat? Actually, the larvae of these beetles, they are named wireworms. Wireworms, so strange name, wireworms, because they, like wire, they just penetrating different trees, roots, stems, especially on dead bodies of plants. But some species they also can be predators, so they're predaceous on other larvae of beetles. But some of larvae actually they're pests, agricultural pests, because they're penetrating roots of potatoes, wheat, strawberries, and so they produce some damage for them. And they easily penetrate the root of one plant and the next one, so the damage is exaggerating very quickly. That's why they have wireworms, and quite difficult to get rid of them. Just only crop rotation is most common and easy way to avoid these beetles. Not this big one, but this small one, click beetles. If you put this click beetle on your hand, they're easily clicking and bouncing into the air. I guess if you put this one is bouncing into the air with a huge click. So you can recognize, so these beetles, in the majority of them, were saprophagous. So we can say some of them were beneficial for the wood, for the forest, because they're saprophagous and they're just eating, feeding on dead bodies of plants, so making some use, benefit for the forest, the small one, and especially big one in a huge forest too. But some are agricultural pests, so that's why some agriculturists, they do not like them so much. They're producing different measures, especially usually chemical control. Sorry about that. Hopefully some of these big species will survive during this apocalypse of biodiversity, of decreased number of biodiversity species everywhere. And hopefully biodiversity will be saved in tropical areas and semi-tropical areas and everywhere else as well. And we can enjoy these nice beetles not only in the collection, like this one, because I can show them from collection 58 millimeters, as I said, but also as a living one somewhere in the nature. If you had the experience to observe these big species in the nature, put them like that on your palm and enjoy how this beetle will click because of this special spine on prosternum and this notch on mesosternum. Carefully. Yes, because this is special click mechanism for this click beetle. Yes, this is a notch and this is a huge spine. That's why these beetles belonging to the superfamily Elateroidea, family Elateridae, so they are named elaters, snapping beetles, spring beetles, skipjacks, or, as I said, lovely name, click beetles. Thank you for being with us. To be continued, and don't forget to visit my Patreon page to support my channel, to be benefactors, donators, and supporting entomology and biology, and supporting Ukraine as well. Thank you very much for watching. Write your comments, ask your questions, press likes, and don't forget, visit Patreon page. See you soon on my new next video, which will be very soon.